Hello and welcome back. I am Melissa of Crafty Mom Creations, and today it's been a while since I did a video. Christmas was very busy, and Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Merry whatever it is you celebrate. Hope you had a fantastic holiday. Mine was very busy, which is why I didn't get any videos posted out. Not only was it busy, some of my kids were sick. I had one with the flu, and then she got a really bad cold, didn't get off the couch for 5 days. One ended up with bronchitis, and thankfully hubby and I did not get sick. And I think my middle son got sick too. He had a little bit of a stomach bug. So today I'm just going to take you through my day, because I've spent the last 3 days kind of freshening up and tidying up, getting rid of the Christmas decorations and stuff. You can see my Christmas tree is gone. Yeah, I spent the last 3 days kind of freshening up everything after everyone went back to work and school. So today I'm finally back on track, and the first thing I need to do today is clean up my desk. It's not too bad because I did it over the holidays a couple times because I needed room to put stuff that wasn't crochet related. So I am going to tidy up my desk. So as you can see, it's not too bad. See if I can get the other side here. It's not too bad, but I need it to be a little bit tidier to be more organized. I don't really do the whole New Year's resolution things, but there's two things that I have that I want to do this year, is be more consistent on social media, YouTube, and all that fun stuff, and be more organized. Organization, I think, having ADHD, my kids having ADHD, hubby having it, that organization is the key to everybody's success. If I'm organized, the house is organized, the family is organized. So I have been thinking, based on, sorry, I'm just wiping up the table here, probably the last step I should be doing. Organizing, especially for markets this year. I don't want to be, 2 days before a market trying to figure out, what do I need? How much more do I need to make? So I usually start my markets in the spring, April, May, dip my toes in, see how things are going. So I have the rest of January, February, March, and April to market prep. I want everything done, at least as much as I can get done before those markets start. Because as the year goes on, we go into May, June, July, August. I'm at the trailer with my kids May, June weekends, and then, unless I have a market, of course, I stay home. But then July and August, those full 2 months, I am at the trailer with the kids. So it gets really hard to be in that setting and crochet a ton. So my plan is to make a plan. And I, of course, in this video, I'm going to go through my bestsellers from last year. And I need to organize my square for this year. I need to go through the inventory that I have left from markets last year and see what I have left there. I'm not going to do that today though, but I am going to organize my square. I just need to delete all the inventory and put it all back in as I get it done. And one big thing I am working on, hopefully before May, because it's a bit of a big job. I want to create a market planner, and I want to create it in the way that I am going to use it. I will absolutely have it available for everyone else. I haven't decided if it's going to be like an Etsy download, or I'm just going to throw it up on the website I'm working on and it'll be a free thing. I'm not sure what I'm doing with it yet, but I want it designed the way I work at markets. So right now, and this is off the top of my head, I don't have anything written down. I did start it. I have like the first 2 or 3 pages done. And that is literally the front cover. The first page is this book belongs to, or this planner belongs to. And the next page is like, sorry, my hand is very itchy. The next page is just like January, February, March, all the way through to December with some lines. Basically a year planner page. But there's some things that I want in this planner. I want a page where I can list out all the markets I have applied to, and I want to have like a check system where it says applied to, cost, contact information, or not contact information, applied to, accepted, paid for. Those are kind of like the check mark slots that I want for each one I've done. And then I want individual pages for each market where it has all the information for that market, who the contact information is, how much the spot is worth, like the table fee, I guess, and then whether tables and chairs are provided, whether I need my tent or not, whether I need to have insurance or not. Usually I carry insurance for every market anyway. The company I use, I'll put it in the description. It's a Canadian company. I'm pretty sure it's Canadian, but they're one of the only ones that insure vendors that do crochet stuff in general, because I know some companies aren't insuring them anymore. I ran into that problem last year. So insurance information, whether I need it or not. Usually my insurance costs me about $16 a day, and I only take it out for the day I'm doing it. Also, contact information, cost, tables, tent. If there's a theme to the market, I always write that down, because I do the grilled cheese challenge. I'm trying to do it every year anyway. And I always make like grilled cheese little triangle keychains for that. I did a sunflower market. I did sunflowers. There was a honey one where I did bees and honey related stuff. So if there's a theme to the market, I always make stuff to fit in with that theme. I also did the Oshawa Convergence Festival last year, and it was a lot of like pop icon stuff and spooky stuff. So I had done a bunch of that kind of stuff as well. So if there's a theme to the market, and then if I've done the market before, and then on either the back page or at the bottom of the page, depending on how it works out, how much space I need, I want a space where I can review the market for myself. How much I made, all my expenses, whether I feel like doing that market another year, or if there's another market down the line that year, whether it's worth it for me, how the organizers were. Was the spot good? Was there a spot that might be better that I could request? Just my own personal like review of the show. So next year when I'm starting to plan shows and I'm applying to shows, I know which ones are worth it for me, and I can go back and really see what worked and what didn't, whether my display worked. I'll have sections. I'm still working out all the details, and some are coming to me now as I'm talking about it. And then I want, for each market, like I want a section where it'll be the market page and all the information for the market and my review. And then I want an inventory page right behind that, all the inventory that I am going to take to that market, and have like sections where I can mark off how many I've made, what the price I'm charging them for, and even to mark them off as I get them done, which will be for another year, since I want all my market prep done before April, May. And then I want another section within that section where I can track what is sold at the market. Like I can take this binder, booklet, whatever it's going to be, with me and I will have all my inventory listed, what the price is, and I can mark off as it's sold. But I know it sounds like a lot, but I also want a page that's empty where I can write out each sale. So if somebody buys, let's say, an octo keychain and a whale keychain, I can put those down, and then in another like column next to it, I can mark off cash or card, because I have the square, and that's the only two things I do is card and cash, and then write down the total and have that system where I can see what is sold. Because when I'm at markets, usually my kids, not my all my kids, but my girls really enjoy doing the cash out process, and they tend to, with cash purchases specifically, they will just type in what the total of the order is. They don't put in like one octo, one whale keychain, so I can keep track. So I usually have just a sheet of paper that we write stuff down, but stuff gets missed. So this year it's really going to be staying organized and making sure those sales get recorded and recorded properly, so that after the show I don't have a huge job of going through my inventory to see what was sold, what wasn't sold, and to see if there's anything stolen, because we have had some stuff stolen. Nothing big, just like keychains usually, but the cost of doing business, I guess. And then I also want in the planner a section where I have a list where I can check off, I guess in the same, like every market has its own little section for each one, and then have like a market checklist where I have checklist of all the stuff that I usually bring with me, so that when I'm packing to go, I can mark everything off and I know I've got everything. And of course can't do reusable like a whiteboard and just erase it. So I think each market needs to have one of those pages as well. Something else I want in there is a page for requests. I get a lot of people who come in and ask, oh, do you have a shrimp? Not something I usually make, but just something that I can write down what requests are for the next time, and see how many times certain things get requested, because shrimp comes to mind because I've actually been asked 4 or 5 times if I have any shrimp. Like, it's such a weird thing to request, but I guess it's popular, so I want something like that. I'm trying to think of what else I had written down. I have paper somewhere with all the things that I wanted. Anyways, that is the plan for the market planner. If you have any other ideas, like, I'm definitely going to share this one way or another with everyone. But if there's something else that you'd want to see in a market planner that you would find beneficial, helping you out for markets, let me know in the comments and I'll see how I can incorporate that. All right, now that I have yacked for a little while, I need to clean this desk. All right, this is the before mess. I'm gonna see if I can get my gimbal thing there to work so I can film it. And that mirror back there is not a vanity mirror. It's not there to make sure I look all right. That is actually there because the camera sits in here, and I use the forward facing camera on my cell phone to record, and I can't see if it's recording properly. I have recorded entire videos with it staring like this. So that mirror is there to make sure that I am recording the right way and that I'm actually recording. So let's get this tidied up. here's my today's to-do list. I have to pick up my kids' medication. Did my desk. I haven't started on the patterns yet. I'm filming right now, and we did talk about the market planner, so I am going to write some of that stuff down very shortly here, because I don't want to forget. Oh, there was like a notes page for every month. There we go. There we go. Notes page, and I'm just going to use a pencil this time because I want to be able to erase and all that fun stuff. So, like a market day section. So, market information. Review section. Inventory. Sales. So I think that's mostly what we went over. All right, I'm going to put this away. And here's to 2026 being fantastic. Now, patterns. I need to work on those patterns. I want to get the one done first. I guess I can show you, because this will be a paid pattern on Ravelry, but I will also be posting a free YouTube tutorial, because that is what I'm going to do with my patterns from now on. You can buy them if you wish, but if not, they will be free on my YouTube. So it is an Arctic fox. The face is just so sweet. And blue detail in the ears and on the tail. The back legs, and I have the front legs here somewhere. I have to pull them out. There's one. There's one. I like the cute little shape to the feet, both the front and the backs. All right, let's get working on these. All right, so this is the Arctic fox. I have a better idea now instead of the overhead. And I'm also working on an astronaut. If you've seen the rocket ship I did not too long ago, it's free tutorial on YouTube, or you can buy the pattern on Etsy, whichever suits you best. So this is the astronaut. I still need to make like a little backpack type thing for on here, but that one is done other than the backpack, and I've got it mostly written up. This one is still on paper because I have been adjusting the body several times. I have another one on the go here that is not done yet, so that's what I'm going to be doing. And I'm still kind of playing around with the body. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I'm not sure if I like the body. I want to finish the legs first, because I haven't finished the legs. I've got the tail, one front leg, and one ear. All these pieces here. A bunch of yarn for the other one. Doing eye details yesterday. There's the other ear. You can see they're different. I've been playing with which one I like better. I think I'm gonna go with this one. So these are just my samples for the moment. Oh, the other pieces are on the couch over there because that's where I was working. So I am going to work on this, and I'll check back with you in a little bit and show you how much I've gotten done. Hello again. So I have gotten the first one all sewn together. Sorry, it's a little dark in here today. It's overcast and gross outside. So I haven't cut the ends and put them in yet. However, some things I'm not overly happy with. Leg placement at the front legs, I'm not 100% happy with. I feel like the side legs, the back legs, I guess, side legs, geez, might need to be a little bit bigger. And the tail, I feel like it's giving squirrel vibes. I feel like it needs to be bigger, maybe like wrap around here. I'm so in love with the face. It's so cute. I feel like the body needs to be a little bit more slender. This is the big one that I also have yarn tails flowing out of because I haven't cut them off yet. I haven't sewn the ear on yet either. But the body as well, I don't know. I have the two front legs done, so I'll poke myself here. They go on the front. I mean, this doesn't look too bad. Maybe these ones need to be open more. I might take them off since I haven't cut the ends yet and adjust them a little bit, because I feel like on the larger one, if they're further apart, it looks better. And same with the tail. I'm still getting like squirrel vibes from the tail. Again, it's not sewn in yet, so I can take it out. I feel like it needs to be bigger. I don't know. I also have to go to Michael's and get more yarn because this is all I have left of the white. And then have the two legs, the back legs. And if you can't tell, I messed up on one of the legs. This one is much smaller. Even the bottom feet part is smaller. So I'm going to have to take this one apart and redo it to make it the same size. And then I'm going to see how this one turns out. I'm going to move the legs on this one, and I might do a new tail and kind of see how that goes before I make any decisions on whether I'm going to change the pattern or not. So that is where I'm at right now with this. I'm going to keep working on it and watching The Girl Who Knots on YouTube and see what I can figure out. All right, so it's been a couple days. I took the weekend to work on some other stuff, mostly because I can't film on the weekend because my kids are all over the place and crazy. So I finished I moved the legs again. I'm still not 100% happy the way it looks. So that one's all tied together. Still haven't cut the strings because I feel like I need to make some adjustments still. And I finished this one again, all hanging out because I'm not 100% happy with it. And you notice I sewed the tail in very much the wrong spot, but that's all right because I'm going to take the tail off and I still have to go to Michael's. I did not get there because now this is all I have left, even smaller, but I need to move that over. And I also want to make it bigger. I think I still want to make it like curl around, if you will. So there's that. Hopefully by the end of this week, I will have the pattern ready for testing, and that'll go out on my Instagram once it's ready. It is not ready yet. I don't know. It doesn't look right. Let me know in the comments what you think. So just in case the little one gets a hold of it, we're gonna do embroidered eyes on it. It's super cute. It turned out adorable. I will put the pattern link in the description for you. It is a paid pattern. I got it on Etsy, and it's like a playful dragon, so she kind of sits like this. And I thought it turned out so cute. I did start another one. I have everything done except doing the, I have everything done except for this like tail or the back detail, and this is all surface crocheted. So is the fluffies. So I will get the other one finished. I printed some horns with my husband's 3D printer. Let's see if I can get that to, there we go. These are glow in the dark. They're not exactly big enough. I think I need to print bigger ones, even though I love the idea of the glow in the dark. But I think they're a little bit small. And of course, my husband's 3D printer is being a bit of a pain for me last night and today when I went to print them. And I think it needs to be leveled and whatever else it needs. But I think they're a little bit small. So those are the 3D printed ones, and these are the crocheted ones. I think they need to be bigger. So once I get the 3D printer going properly, I can print some bigger ones, because I want to do a couple other colors just as market prep, because I have these ones. They're much bigger. You see the size difference. Not exactly the right color, but those ones are too big, so I can't need something kind of in the middle. I also did a couple little pigs as market prep, just to keep my hands busy while we watched movies and hung out on the weekend. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I did want to go over some of my best sellers over 2025, and I happen to have my best seller on my desk because it's appropriate. This is the Emotional Sport Dumpster Fire, and I do mine a little bit differently from all the patterns I see online. I use acrylic yarn, and I brush it out with a dog cat brush so that it's nice and fluffy, and it turns out super cute. I sold, where's my list here? I sold 48 of these over the few markets that I did last year. My other big seller was axolotls. They're about this big. I'll show you a picture. I'll put a picture in. They are Crochet Grove's pattern, and I sold 32 of them. So those are my two big sellers. I sell my dumpster fires for 20. My axolotls are 8 because they're fairly small. The rest of them I sold, all from Jade's caterpillar pattern, the smaller one. I sold 22 of those. I sell them for $10 each. And the rest of what I sold, I do a lot of 1 or 2 offs. I don't like having 10, 15 of anything other than a few of my really best sellers, which are the dumpster fires, axolotls, and my keychains. My keychains are always my #1 seller. I sell the smaller ones for $5, and then bigger ones, I call them backpack buddies, and I sell them for $10. And I sold, I have to add up all the keychains here, but I sold. All right, so I'm just going over my square report, which unfortunately doesn't have everything because a lot of things got missed. I'm still working out the best way to handle recording the sales that nothing gets mixed, because sometimes at markets things get kind of hectic, and my daughters love doing the cash part of things, like cashing everybody out, so some things get missed. So hopefully with having this planner that I'm working on will help not only them but myself as well, because it's not something I want to say like, hey girls, you know, things are getting missed, you can't do it anymore. I want them to learn. This is an amazing learning opportunity for them before they go out into the world and get their first jobs. So not something I'm going to take away from them, but I will be more vigilant on keeping an eye on what gets sold and what doesn't. So keychains, I sold, from the looks of it here anyway, 152 keychains. So keychains are always my most popular. They're very quick. Like here, you can have $5, get something, stop bugging me kind of thing from the parents for kiddos. So keychains I do. Strawberries sell really well. Whales, jellyfish, sharks did really well. Stingrays did really well. Things that kind of I still have hanging around are ice cream cones, Pokeballs, believe it or not, which I don't put out that often either, so, but they haven't sold very well. Frogs didn't do too well. Frogs don't do too very well for me in general. Like I did a couple leggy frogs, didn't sell. Tiny little frogs, I'll put a picture up here for you to see which ones I did. They did not sell very well. Little aliens did not sell very well. It's been strawberries, whales, jellyfish, and stingrays, like underwater type stuff, and the strawberries. Something that did actually sell very well for me, they only started doing the last 2 markets, was the rear view mirror hanger plushies that sit in the little swing. Those sold very well for me. I'm just looking here. I sold every single one I made, and that was 15 of them. So that's pretty good for something I only took to 2 markets, and those 2 markets were not my best markets. So that's kind of it, because I am terrible at keeping track of things, and that's something this year I'm going to be working on, and that planner that I'm working on hopefully will be a big help to keeping me organized. So I will see you next week, and I hope you have a great week. Bye for now.